Hello and thank you for joining me on my colouring quest. So today I am going to be starting a series of how I colour skin. And this first video I'm going to show you how I would colour a light skin tone and a darker skin tone over the top of alcohol marker base. Now for me the alcohol marker base doesn't have any sort of shading, it is just a flat colour that helps me not to have that whiteness of the paper show through when I'm using the pencils. So yeah, it's basically just flat colour, and then I will use all my pencils to like shade on the top. But I thought with this illustration I accidentally printed it out twice. Like, I have a folder on my phone of illustrations that are PDFs that are Patreon rewards. This one is by Nashi Manga, and yeah, I love it. And what I must have done was put it in my to print folder, printed it out, not taken it out of that folder, and then the next time I went to print stuff I printed it again. And then I went to put it away in my like PDF folder of pages, and there it was right on the top of the Nashi Manga section I have. And yeah, so I thought I had been requested to share how I colour skin, so I thought this was a good opportunity to maybe try that like on the same page, and you could even see the difference. I mean, obviously you can tell I've done a lot more of one page than I have of the other. These roses just about killed me because I am not somebody that likes to colour multiple flowers of the same kind on the same page, so kind of dreading this side a little bit. But I will say everything that is sort of a purpley colour is not actually purple, it is black. I done the base for the wings and I thought that colour would be too dark on the roses to be able to see the detailing. So I decided to pick a lilac-y colour marker, and these were the base was done with the Faber-Castell sketch markers. I don't know if I have them here to show you. Just a moment. Okay, so I just have a small selection of them. I think I bought 2 packs, and it literally is a Faber-Castell Gold Faber sketch marker. This one is beige red, and it has a brush nib on one side. You can see this one's drying out because I use this one probably the most, and then on the other side is a large sort of bullet. Bullet be fine? No, fine nib. Right? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I've used these for both of these ladies. And her hair also had this lilac-y colour on as a base, so you can kind of see, you can't see that purple through it, but it helped me not have white underneath it, because I do find it sometimes difficult to get rid of the white paper, if you know what I mean. I think a lot of people just do a layer of alcohol marker sometimes just to ease things up a bit. But anyway, I have printed out Nashi Manga's original version. Oh gosh, the brightness of this doesn't quite show up. I don't know if it's the lighting, because this is printed whereas this is pencil. That's looking, although to be fair this looks more vibrant in person as well, so yes, may have to adjust the lighting a bit, because I find sometimes if I adjust the lighting a bit after the video's been done, then it shows up how it is to my eyes. but you have to be careful of that because you don't want to make the colours different. And yeah, I don't want that, because then I wouldn't be showing you what I've done, would I? So yeah, this is the original version. Was this supposed to be like Sailor Saturn or something? I don't know. She did a whole series of, yeah, but I'm not familiar with those characters. I just love her art style, and I love the way she shades things. Like, I would have never put shading in some of these places, but I'm following her shading but with my own colour choices. So I've just got this in front of me so that I can follow where the shading is as a guideline for my own shading. I may be different in some places because I do not have that skill to perfection, you know. But yes, I will try my best, because I find following other people's sort of shading eventually helps me with doing my own shading, because I do notice that I have vastly improved over the years of colouring on where I like to put my shading. But yes, so I'm going to continue with this one first, because she only has her skin and a couple of other little bits left, and I figure I want to complete her first. So I have been using the Black Widow pencils on top of the alcohol marker, and they have been working beautifully. This has been printed out on the Neenah cardstock, standard letter size. As you can see, the paper I have behind it is A4, so you can kind of tell it is slightly smaller than A4. But yes, I'm going to zoom in slightly because I'm only colouring her skin, and that would probably be helpful to you, hopefully. If you do happen to hear a slight whirring sound, like in the background, it's because I have my fan on. I've set it to the lowest setting possible, but I do need it on because it's absolutely baking. Like, seriously, the UK at the minute has hot weather, and like, I know a lot of you are from like America, so you probably have hotter weather, but in the UK, with brick houses and no aircon, it gets a little unbearable. I'll just put it that way, or a lot unbearable when you're at work. So I may be taking more sips of my drink, and yeah, so please bear with me. So I shall now get started, because that was quite a long start without doing any colouring. So as I said, I'm using the Black Widow pencils. At this very moment, I've picked out from the skin set Negra, which is SD010. I have picked out from the Black Widow set Toadstool BW03, and I have picked out Chestnut from the Cobra set CB68. So yeah, oh, and then I just have a Faber-Castell black, because black is my, from Faber-Castell is my favourite to use. So I am going to start off with the Negra and hope that this doesn't become a disaster. So looking at in front of me at the shading, I am going to start with her neck. I just feel like this, if this colour's too dark, then having it on the neck is fine. Oh, but that is quite a good blend match for the alcohol marker, actually. Yeah, those Faber-Castell sketch markers are alcohol based, so they do go through the page. Let me just show you. I just done a light layer over all of it. Oh, let me make sure that I've realigned that properly. Don't want to cut you off. So yes, I'm just going to follow. Like some of the lines have sort of disappeared because of the brown marker. So like the ear. Over here is another ear, and I very almost coloured it as hair. I don't think it would have mattered if I did colour it as hair, but yeah. So, and her nose line, oh my gosh, this is going to be so complicated to colour her face, because this isn't really how I normally colour faces, but because I want to follow her shading, I will try my best. But like I said, this isn't going to be exact to hers because I am not her. But she does give some amazing illustrations on her Patreon. If I remember and I figure out how, because I don't think I've ever done this before, I will leave a link to the Patreon. I think you should be able to do that, right? Like I said, I've never linked from anywhere other than like another YouTube account. So yeah, I should try leave a link. I think I should be able to. Yeah, I've only ever done Amazon link or YouTube link, so it should be the same concept, right? I hope so. And I hope I remember as well, because sometimes I post and then I'm like, am I supposed to do something with that? So yeah, I'm just getting all these sort of darker areas. So this nose bit seems to be slightly darker, but not too darker. I'm looking forward to adding the chestnut colour, but I'm also terrified of adding the chestnut colour because it is a bit more orange of a brown, as you could probably imagine, or you may already know because you may have the Black Widows as well. So next would be this neck part, and it seems she has added a bit here that is darker. One thing about this, doing it the same illustration at the same time, is you do have to colour everything twice, obviously. And like I've said about the flowers, I'm dreading it on the other page. But I also really want to get these both done before the end of the month, because it's not something I want to end up having as a whip, because I want to have them next to each other in my completed PDF portfolio folder. And yeah, I do keep my completed PDFs in the order that I've coloured them. So yeah, because then when I look through it, I sort of see a timeline of my colouring, and I like it when it's like that. Sometimes I think, oh, I got better, and then I'll do a PDF and I'm like, what happened to me? Why did I not have that same level of skill on this page? And then I remember how I coloured it and why I coloured it, and like it was a page to de-stress more than about this like quality of it. And then so that sort of looking through it brings back those memories as well, which is why I like to just sometimes go back and look at what I've coloured. I'm also thinking whether or not I should do a colouring book collection video again, because I only did one when I first... Or what, did I even do a full colouring book collection? Or did I only do a completed pages collection? I'm not sure actually. I think I really need to do a complete colouring book collection. Yeah, I'll have to look back at that, whether it was a completed pages or colouring book collection video that I did. I might have done both. It's been a while now. So she has shadowing underneath slightly of her arm. What would you call it? Because I doubt it'd be called a bangle. Her arm accessory. And then it's slightly darker around here. Like I said, mine isn't going to be perfect, but as long as I get the gist of the shadowing, I am happy. There's a little bit of shadowing from the flower down there. Obviously I am blending these colours out a bit with the other colours that I chose, so do not be alarmed if it looks very bad. To put it simply. So down here, see, this is where I would have never thought of doing like this sort of highlight. So that is like down there. Got like where the elbow would be sort of thing. And then it actually gets really light down here. So I don't want to use any of this colour at this moment down there. I may bring it in a bit, but I don't know yet. So I'm now going to switch to the chestnut colour. Before that I need a drink. Scary part, chestnut. So yes, that was from the Cobra set, the chestnut, just as a reminder. Oh, scary, scary, scary. So let's just add a bit of that on the neck, just to see what sort of colour it is. I think this will be, if I add it in the cheeks first, because I do want a bit of that other colour in the cheeks as well though. But so when I'm picking out colours for the skin, I do tend to pick a shadow colour, like a main colour, if that makes sense, which in this case is the chestnut. This is sort of the overall colour that I want her skin, like the colour you first see when you look at her skin, and then a lighter colour that I can sort of blend it all together with, which in this case would be the toadstool colour. For darker skin I do not like to use white because it just makes the brown look more milky. Unless that is the tone that I'm going for, then by all means I will pick the white up, but in this case I want her to have a more warm sort of glow to her. I don't know yet if I want to add a little bit of yellow as a highlight, but at the moment I am going to see how this goes. So far so good. The colours seem to have worked better with each other than I initially thought they would, because it is always a surprise to me, because I don't write my combinations down that I use, because I like to get new I don't want my skin colours to all look the same. Like, if I was to do this skin colour again, I might pick a different colour than chestnut, but the same two other colours. So I like to be free with my colour choices. It's the same with everything that I colour though, not just skin. But as I am showing you how I colour skin, I need to both tell you and show you, right? So moving on to the neck area, I wouldn't say this colour needs to be in there much, but it does need some, else it would look out of place. So on this arm area, I'm going to go over the darker colour, the Negra, and just bring it out a bit with this colour. Now this area is quite warm on the illustration. I am glad I have the illustration in front of me because this would be really difficult. But I would be able to colour it, but it wouldn't look nowhere near as good probably. I should have printed it out 3 times and then just done the last one how I would colour it. But that's a lot of work. And I don't want to do that. It sounds like a good idea, but like actually thinking about colouring the same image 3 times, oh, that's not something I'll be doing anytime soon. I'm surprising myself at the moment that I'm actually colouring it twice at the same time as well, you know? But then I know a lot of people that absolutely love to colour the same illustration more than once. It's just not for me. Right, that bit there. Need a bit more. I think she needs a bit on her chin, like just to tie it in, because it wasn't looking good. Again, there is the shadow under the arm, bangle, accessory. What did we decide to call it? I feel like I've read what that sort of accessory would be called, like from playing like games when they have accessories and you add the accessory and it has a name. But for the life of me, the name is not appearing in my brain. But yeah, even though these roses basically almost killed me, I do actually really like how they turned out. So I'm glad I stuck with it. Now this side of the arm, slightly darker on the inside. And then it gets light on the bottom of the arm, because in this picture there must be a light source behind her or to this side. I'm going to just put a little bit in that bit down there because we're tying the arm together. Yeah, now another scary bit is the toadstool colour, and it is very pinky orange. Do I have my colour chart here? Toadstool is here. Is that in focus? Like, it's this peachy pink, but it's quite a vibrant peachy pink. So I'm hoping it looks okay. And again, that is from the Black Widow set. I'm going to start around the cheeks because if it messes up, then it looks like blush. Oh my gosh, I snapped it. That is a bit too milky, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking that's too milky. It's not good. Maybe I need a more of an orangey colour. Let me take a look. Now that is bright, but I think that actually might work. Scary times, because I'm picking out a pencil that's called Carrot. And that was not it. I thought I found it because it looked orange. Carrot. And is it rather orange? Let me just sharpen it. Yeah, that toadstool was doing what I don't like the white to do. So Carrot is in the skin set, and it's SL006, so I would not have expected this to be in the skin set. Although I think this might be good to tie in with her dress. I don't know if I'm going to use too much of it though, because it is very orange. I mean, it's Carrot. So I think I'm just going to add a little bit. Does make her look pretty though, doesn't it? I think I might do white for the actual highlights, like in the picture. But I still think I'm going to need another colour that can blend my other colours together without it being milky. Which may be difficult. See, I always find it's a trial and error, especially I do find darker skin tones harder because I've done them less frequent. I do feel like I'm getting more confident in all skin tones because I'm just picking up pencils and I'm finding you can do skin with a lot of colours that you wouldn't think would go in a skin colour. Like, I remember when I discovered I can use purple as a shadow colour underneath like other skin tone pencils, and it just gives it the shadow effect, which you will see me do that on the lighter skin tone most definitely. Well, this is giving her a nice glow though, isn't it? It does go because I've done the orange dress. I like it. It did look very strange when I just had that patch on her like cheek done. But I think I'm going to, I keep missing that bit. And sort of this bit as well. I don't know if I will need another colour. I will see what it looks like after I've added the white, because that will be the telltale sign of what needs to be done. I keep moving the page and I'm like, I hope I haven't moved it out. No, but sorry for like shaking the table. That was what I wanted to say. And also, I don't have my light on today because of the sun in the window. Like, there is my light would literally do nothing because it's far too light outside, if you know what I mean. So this is what I have to work with. I did pull the curtain over though, because it was casting sun far too brightly, because the sun is in the process of going down, but that goes down through my bedroom window, which is where my desk is. So it just shines right through it, makes it bake into a billion degrees. Which is again why I need the fan. Right, so I'm gonna get the white. Let me just blend this cheek together a bit more. It does look a slightly weird. Although it's probably gonna look weird until I add the eyelashes, because I haven't done the eyes yet on these illustrations because I wanted to see what skin tones turned out as. I also haven't done the mouths yet. Yeah, so I'm going to get the white, which is also in the Faber-Castell Polychromos, because my white in the Black Widows is now teeny tiny. And it's not going to be far off this one getting teeny tiny as well. But yeah, now there is a slight highlight on her nose. And like this eye part. And this eye part. Oh dear. I did feel that snap actually when I pushed it into the pencil sharpener, but I decided to ignore it. Yeah, that was my own personal fault. Do not blame the Polychromo, because I literally just shoved it into my sharpener. All better. Right, so I'm going to want a little bit of a highlight here. And make it like a yellowy colour. And just blend that orange and the white in together. Because this is far too white as well, if I'm honest. But let's see when... Oh dear. Pressing down too hard now. Let's see how it looks after I've done all of the white, because as we know, they can look very different once they are all coloured. Do I need any on her ear? There's a slight bit there. It's hard to tell sometimes, you know. This is giving a nice glow, isn't it? So yeah, I think maybe a yellow, or like, how to explain, that seems far more white now that I'm looking at it again. Down the arm. Over to this arm. This arm has quite a lot of highlight on it, if you remember me saying. Like I said, it is quite light down this area. And this bit in here is very light. You have to be careful when using these Polychromos white, because it will go over everything, even if you don't want it to. Like, you know, some colours just stop having the ability to layer. this white will go over everything and anything, and I need to add a little bit of, oh no, that is already there, that's okay. I'm gonna just go over teeth, so when I colour the mouth in, it should stop the other colour from going on top of the white. Like I said, this here looks weird because I haven't done the eyelashes. Right, so let me find a sort of orangey yellow. Maybe that one. There we go, finally found it. I think I used this on her dress, called Gold Dust. So it should be okay. And the Gold Dust is from the Dragon set DG129. So I'm just going to sort of go over the white and sort of bring it out into the orange. Oh, that looks pretty. I'm sorry, I am just very happy with that outcome. And it's just gone suddenly dull outside. Sun must have gone behind a cloud. Do I need to put my light on? Let me check. Oh, I feel like I can still see okay. Right, I was just checking. Double check, triple check. Why is that bit white so much? Hang on, yeah. Again, it just stops it being so white. It does give a very nice glow. I am very happy with that colour choice. It does, doesn't it? It just goes. And because Black Widows are very easy to blend together, it is making it a whole lot easier anyway. So I'm just going to go over all of the white bits and blend it out into the orange over every section, and it should work out. Hopefully, you know, you would think so. Oh, didn't do that bit on the neck. It has gone very dull. I did say the sun was going down, but I thought we had a little bit more time left. That's why I didn't set up the light to turn on. I may have to. Sorry. Although the camera seems to be picking the page up fine, like it's darker for me to look at in person. I don't know, because the camera's probably adjusting itself to the light being different, whereas my eyes need the light. I am finding it difficult to tell if I've got all of the parts. I know I shouldn't brush it off with my fingers, but I am. Just go back in there a bit. Oh yes, I really like that gold dust being added in. Can't remember, did I go over the nose? I think I did. that's her skin done. Like, I don't actually black. I do need to add a little bit of black under the chin. There are a couple of parts that are slightly darker. Like that will be the eyebrows. Here you have the underarm, armpit area. That is what the word I'm looking for. Armpit area. And I do want to just add that there. Which does have a slight I'll add that there, and I think that's enough of the black. Like I said, it was just certain areas. And I think that will do. Actually, I do it inside her ear as well, because those lines. There's that gold dust again. Her chin looks a little bit uneven. Like I said, it's hard to tell what I coloured properly. But I think I'm going to put a little bit of black to mark where her face line is, because that sort of disappeared. So what do you think? Is that skin good enough? Let me just go over her neck ribbon. I like how her skin turned out. See, looking at it on the camera, it looks nothing like what it looks like in person. I really have to adjust the lighting. It's looking way too bright and washed out on the camera. If I hold it differently, does it change it? Ah, I had it in focus and it changed the colour. My gosh, how things can change. So I am sorry about that. You weren't even seeing the right colour. Like, why does it go slightly... There we go. It didn't want to focus on that zoomed in-ness, which is weird. And I hope that hasn't ruined like the whole of it. See, it's not picking up the right colour again. Why? Like, it's picking up the hair colour fine. It's now the... Oh, I give up. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. Like, these colours and such. So I'll be finishing off the other version off of camera, just like doing the eyes and mouth and that will be in my finished pages for the end of June. Seriously, where has this year gone? Where has this month gone? It makes no sense. But yeah, so next up will be the lighter skin tone. So I'm just going to take a short break, get out the colours I want to use on her skin, and I will be back. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I had a rather long break in the end. Did I even say I was having a break? I don't remember, if I'm honest. It's been 2 days, and in that time I have gone and coloured in her dress and the ribbons that she has. So yes, love how that's turned out. And I did go ahead and finish the eyes and everything on this girly, and I love it. And I do have my light on today, and I think the colours are definitely looking better. So yes, so light is the way to go forward, whether it is natural light or not, apparently, for me. yeah. But yeah, I'm still debating whether to add sparkle. Like, part of me says no, it's fine with just these like white dots, adding a little bit of something extra, but then part of me says it needs some magical sparkle, but I don't want to ruin it. So yes, so now I will be colouring this girlie's skin, and I have already picked out some colours. I want her to be quite pale, so this was the original. She is like pale, but she's got a tan, you know. I want mine not quite as tanned, which is kind of funny since the colour I have picked out for the main colour of her skin is called tanned. But yeah, that is from the Scorpion set SC38. And then for the shadows, under the shadows, I have got Purple Haze here from the Cobra set CB65. And then I have a pink here called Delicious Pink, which is SC41 from the Scorpion set. And then I have a white, and then I will see how it goes, whether I need to add in anything else, but those are the main colours I'm like leaning towards. Let me zoom in a moment. Okay, that fits all of her in, so now I just need to make sure I don't move the page when I'm colouring. So I'm going to start with the Purple Haze. Once again, that is from the Cobra set CB65. And as before, I have the illustration in front of me to know where to put my shadows. My fan is still on because, just like the other day, it is boiling and it feels even hotter. I think it is about 30 degrees today. Oh, 30 degrees, and I had the hairdressers, oh my gosh. And like, I get wash, cut, blow dry. Oh my god, the blow dry. Oh my gosh, I should have just like walked out of there with wet hair because oh my gosh, it was boiling. Oh, but I survived, and we got to make the most of this good weather because you don't know how long it lasts. So Purple Haze, gently with this, because like once I go over it with that tanned pencil, it won't look purple anymore. It will just look like a slightly darker tone of the tanned pencil. Yeah, in my brain I didn't know how to word that because everything my brain said was like, no, that sounds weird. And it did sound weird coming out of my mouth as well, but hey ho, that's what I needed to explain. So yeah, just following those shadows. And then everything else on this page is either silver or black. I do want black flowers, but I'm also a little bit like, is that going to be a bit too much? I hope not. Very lightly there because that is slightly darker, but not by much. I'm wondering whether this skin tone or the other one is going to feel more difficult to achieve. I'm more used to doing this sort of skin tone, but I am kind of used to making it more tanned than like this pale, because I am going quite pale with this. But I'm sure it'll be okay if I just take my time, look at my reference image, because yeah, reference images, especially when there is an actual artist's reference image, it is very, very, very helpful, especially if you haven't a clue. Like, I remember before I was colouring, I really enjoy colouring people, like real people, and it's normally like somebody I'm sort of like a fan of, like in music or acting, And obviously I have to draw from a reference photo or a couple of reference photos, and yeah, it's so much easier to get a likeness when you have an actual image to do it from. And I find that now when I'm colouring, even though I was only using like grey, like black and white basically, graphite pencils, before, I sometimes, it's like muscle memory, think of where I want to add my shadows to colouring pages based off of how I used to draw people. I mean, I still like to draw people, I still do it on occasion, but no, like colouring like kind of took over, if I'm honest. Yeah, and to think I only started colouring because I wanted to use colour in my drawing, and I thought this would be good practice. Like when I saw that dark fantasy Colour in Heaven issue, I was like, yep, people, and I can use colour and practice. Little did I know it was like jumping down the rabbit hole, and now I do a lot more colouring. But I am more confident with colour, so in that way it worked. And I forgot to do the ear. There is lots of shadowing in the ear. Oh my gosh, what was that? That made me jump. Yeah, my little Kinder Egg animal just fell off of this little guy. Came in the Kinder Egg. It's sticking back up there, his little legs. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh dear. Oh no. That's not good. Seriously, what was I saying? Drawing people. But which part did I get to? Like, yeah, this heat has not done good things for my brain, I'm telling you now, and the people around me as well. It's like sometimes you don't click on to what you're saying until like a couple of seconds later, and you're like, why did I say that for? Like that's like the stupidest thing to say. So that's basically a warning of what can come out of my mouth. Stupidity mostly. I try to hide it, but yeah, it don't work. I'm okay with that. Right, so shadowing down here. This is like the same colour I've based the flowers in. Near enough, like a pencil version. Alright, so I think that's enough of the actually a little bit by the eyeball, maybe, because that does look slightly different. That will have to do for now. Alright, I'm going to add some of this delicious pink. I still love the fact that I taught my little niece the word delicious, and she says it so cutely. And it was a really long word, because I think at the time she was like 2 when I taught her the word delicious. And I just love that she actually said it. And then after that because I would used to say, like at dinner time, I would say, oh, is that delicious? And then she would go, it's delicious, but with like a cute 2-year-old voice. And then, like, I remember that after I taught it her, the next time we were eating together, and she asked me, is it delicious? And it was so cute. And this is not colouring related at all, but hey ho. The cuteness, so cute. She doesn't say it as much now. She's now 4, so she's moved on from the word delicious, I think. just adding little bits of touches of pink because you do get pink in skin, especially when it's pale. Like I can attest to that. I'm a very pinky person. But some of this won't be visible after I've used the tanned colour, you know? It's very pretty though, this pinky purple. I'm going to put a bit in here actually. And bring it down a bit because that kind of cut off quite harshly there. And then I don't think I put enough on the nose area. Right, so now in with the tanned. And this will just go over all of this shadowed parts. And you will see it turn from purple into a darker tanned colour. But what I liked about this tanned colour is it's not like orange. It's not full on peachy, which I thought would help it blend in when I do the white highlights and make her look pale. Because I think she's gonna look quite cool when she's got like black wings and she's pale and a bit sort of angel vampire-y sort of thing. It's kind of what I was going for. Whether that will come across is a different matter. But I will try. To be honest, I think I found the darker skin a little bit more simpler. I don't know, maybe because I'm coming to like the final stages of having these two pictures done, I'm sort of a bit nerve-wracking situation right here. So let's hope I don't completely and utterly mess it up. I will still add the white highlights with my white Polychromos pencil, but you can see here on where I've added the pink it's slightly warmer, which is really nice. I probably will have to add some black or brown into the ear because that needs to be a bit darker than what the purple can provide, but as I said, the purple was the main choice here. Right. I am actually glad I'm colouring the skin before I do all the black, because else I would probably have to turn the page to be able to colour without putting my hand through all the black and smudging it. Like, that is kind of what I was dreading. And also using a light pencil next to black isn't always easy because sometimes you accidentally sort of hit it and pull it out into your lighter colours, and I really don't want that because that is hard to get rid of, like when you accidentally do it. So if I know I'm going to have a lot of black in a page, I like to do all the lighter parts first, like the lighter colouring, like this skin tone. I said like a lot then. Yeah, so far this is going how I wanted it to. Thank goodness for that. We'll have to sharpen this pencil in a moment. But yeah, this tanned colour is quite a nice skin tone. And if you wanted it warmer, I could have added like some more of the pink or a orange into the skin and then gone on top with this, and it would have created more warmth like over here in the cheeks. But yeah, like I said, for this one I want her to be rather pale. I'm just going to sharpen this a moment. That's a shame because I've only got one arm left. That might have been too much. Sorry for the clinking sounds, I needed a drink. This is definitely iced tea weather. I love a iced tea. Although I put more ice in it than tea because I just needed something cold. Bringing it out a little bit there. And down here. That was actually fairly simple actually. I was just scared that it wasn't going to, like, because I do pick out like colours randomly and not test them before I even do anything, I'm never actually fully sure how it's going to turn out. Right, so I'm just going to find a brown to do those very darker bits a moment. Okay, so I have randomly picked out Tarantula. Sorry for anybody that doesn't like spiders, but these are the Black Widow pencils. So, and this is from the Black Widow set, BW31. So I'm just going to use this around the mouth a minute. That didn't go quite to plan, if I'm honest. I will fix that when I actually do the mouth. Right, so her nose area. Just want to darken that up a little bit without using black. Obviously I'm going to do her eyelashes and everything when I do the eyes, and that will be black. So I just need to deepen these ear, these ear. Oh, see, my brain is not functioning. Should I be colouring when my brain is like that? Yeah, who knows? We will. It's so far so good. Right, so I'm just going to do the under chin bit. Right, let me just double check that. Slightly needs to be slightly darker there. And it blends into that purpley bit quite nicely, this colour. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit down there. A little bit here. And under her arms, because that armpit area, remember I struggled with that last time? Yep, that's back again. So I'm just going to deepen that up slightly, and then I will go over it again with that tanned colour. Like I said, just my three main colours did the job. It just needs slight touch-ups here and there. I think her forehead needs a little bit darker in certain places, like up here and in that ear bit. And just keep looking at it, because there's no harm in going back unless you overwork it, obviously. So I always have to be careful of that. I'm going to put a little bit here, a little bit in the shadow under the arm accessory, because I didn't look up what it could actually be called. And then I think just a little bit on this arm to tie it in, because as you've got it everywhere else, and I think this, the inner elbow area, does that actually have a name? That, like the elbow joint, it's not your actual elbow, it's like the inner elbow. I've never really thought about that, what that's called. I think people just might call it the elbow still, I don't know. But I like that. I like how her skin's turned out. And I think you will agree it's definitely been a quicker process, I think, than the darker skin tone. I do find darker skin tones harder. As I've said, I haven't done as many. I'm not sure that needs to be gone over again with the tanned. I do think her nose needs a bit of a more of a darkness, if I'm honest. And I will go over with the tanned on that because it didn't blend out as well. Right. Let's just go over that cheek a bit more because I feel like it needs it. And that needs to darken in it. I don't even think I added any colour into that. So what do you think? Oh, white! I haven't even done the white! My gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Again, heat. I'm blaming the heat. So I'm just going to go over all those parts, blending in where I left it off with the tanned colour. It might not seem like a huge difference because it is pale already, but I can see the difference as I'm adding it. And hopefully you can too. Right, do this arm bit down here. These very pretty colours. I'm proud of this so far. Like these 2 pages. First of all, I'm proud that I've actually coloured both at the same time. You know, because that is not something I do ever. I think that's why the nose was looking weird, because I hadn't done any highlight on it yet. It's probably why it was all looking slightly odd. Let me just blend this in. A little bit on the ear here. It also will look weird because when I did the other page, I had already coloured everything else, hadn't I, except for the eyes, whereas this I've still got to colour everything. Pretty much. But yeah, that is her skin done. I hope that in any way that this has been helpful to you for even like a slight minute, like just even a little bit of the process, and it makes it so you understand it a little bit about how I colour skin. Again, this is for on top of an alcohol marker base on sort of an anime style image. So I will be colouring other skin tones as like time goes on. I just thought like while I had these 2 that I was colouring, it would be a good chance to start off my skin colouring How I Colour Skin sort of series. And yeah, I think I'm proud of where I've started. So, like, if you want to see this page when it's finished, it will either be on Instagram, and my finished pages for June 2025. Hopefully, I mean, I should get this finished. I want to kind of carry on colouring it now, so yeah, I should have at least some of it done today, and then hopefully tomorrow I can finish it. And then there is another week of June still left, so yeah, actually like a week and a half, so I should be fine. And then you'll also get to see whether I've added glitter or not. So until next time, enjoy your colouring. Thank you for joining me on my colouring quest. Goodbye.